today I wanted to share with you how one of our clients was able to secure a graduate cybersecurity job offer within 3 weeks. Before they implemented these strategies, they had been applying to hundreds and hundreds of jobs for more than a year. I'm going to explain exactly how they did it, so you can basically use the same sort of strategy and get the same sorts of results. So step one of the process was to get really, really clear on the goal. Surprisingly, up until joining our program and working with us at Grad Jobs, this person wasn't extremely clear about their goal. They knew roughly what they wanted, which was, a job in roughly this field, but they didn't really know which companies they wanted to target, which specific positions they wanted to target, all those sorts of things. So that's step one. We helped them get really, really clear on their goal, their target, where they wanted to be. Help them make it very granular. The second step was to identify job opportunities that were actually a good fit for this person's skills and experience. As you know, when you're going for jobs out there in the market, it's kind of silly to go for jobs where you're clearly not a good fit, right? But a lot of people do that. So once you can identify jobs where you are a good fit, it makes the whole rest of the process a lot easier because you're kind of aiming for something that's reasonable and realistic. That was step two. Step three of the process is to get a really, really powerful resume. The resume is very important when it comes to job searching. It's almost like your ticket to getting an interview. And a lot of decision makers at your target company will read this document before deciding whether or not they want to chat with you. So we help this person build a very powerful resume. Once you've got the resume done, the next step is, in our process at least, it's to optimize your LinkedIn profile, because we've found your LinkedIn, in fact, it's probably just as important or even more important than your resume, because it's online for everyone to see and it's searchable. Any job that you apply to, more than likely the recruiter or the person in charge of hiring will probably check out your LinkedIn. At least that's what I do. Whenever I'm hiring, I jump on straight to their LinkedIn profile to see what they're like and whether it's aligned. So not only is it important for that, but also if you're going to be networking and reaching out to people directly, then you need something very persuasive and powerful there to convince them that you're worth talking with and worth an opportunity. So optimizing that is really important. Once they had a really clear goal, they had realistic job targets in companies that were specific, they had a strong resume and a strong LinkedIn. The next stage was pretty simple. It was just to generate interviews or chats. What do I mean? Interviews are typically those more formal conversations you have with decision makers at your target companies, where they're asking you questions and they're evaluating, are you a good fit for this specific job? And if you are, they'll either put you to the next round in the interview or they'll make you a job offer. However, there's this other thing that you can get, which are called chats. Chats are like informal interviews. So say, for example, you reach out to the head of data analytics at one of the target companies that you like, and you have a chat with them over coffee. It's not an interview because you're not interviewing for a specific role. However, it is kind of an informal interview in a way, because if you think about it, if you connect with them, they like you, they trust you, they think that you're valuable, they can see that you're motivated, and eventually there's a job opportunity that comes up and you ask whether it's possible to be considered for it, I'm sure they're going to consider you for it. So our clients get a lot of jobs through formal interview approach and a lot of jobs through the informal interview approach. So in short, this fifth step of this process is to have a strategy in place for getting interviews or chats. Either or, we're not too fast. I mean, typically we found if people can get lots of chats, that's just as good as getting lots of interviews, because you can convert them into an offer. So we taught this person how to do that. And our main strategies, ones that work best for us, are using LinkedIn to connect directly with people, using LinkedIn to let people connect with us, so like kind of allowing them to come to us. It's like an inbound strategy. And we also like to use email. So we use these different strategies to network and generate those chats. We also typically will help people with job applications if they see an advertised job and they want to go for that. However, with this particular person who got the offer very quickly within the cybersecurity field, we didn't help them with the job application process because the networking strategy was so powerful that they got an offer within 3 weeks. So once you have those first 5 steps set up, you know how to generate chats and interviews. The final step is just being able to convert those chats and interviews into offers. And there's a fairly predictable way of doing that. If you can figure out what's really going to happen in those conversations, what kind of questions are going to be asked, how to answer those questions, and how to be strategic about it in terms of moving it forward towards an offer, then you will convert a pretty high percentage of interviews or chats into offers. If they don't convert into an offer, then what we do is we have a strategy for maintaining that relationship so that, you know, when there is an opportunity that comes around that is a good fit for us, then we can be considered for it in the future. So that's the strategy, the six steps, I think, strategy. So really clear goal, it's very specific, finding the right kind of job opportunities where they're a good fit, really powerful resume, really powerful LinkedIn, a strategy for generating chats and interviews, and then a strategy for actually converting them into offers. So with this person, we taught them exactly how to do all of that, provided them all the templates and the scripts and the support and the coaching around every part. And they actually managed to get a chat with a very senior person, a senior decision maker at one of the top firms in this space. In fact, one of the biggest, most desirable companies to work for, especially for graduates in the world. And this person was able to secure a chat with them in person. And in that chat itself, the decision maker said, "I'd love to make you part of my team." And the verbal offer was presented. And then obviously they sent the formal offer, and then this person started working as a cybersecurity grad. So if you are looking to break into the cybersecurity field, or quite frankly, any other field, this strategy can work really, really well. Those 6 steps. It's just being able to execute each of them properly. And if you are ever struggling with this process and you're not sure what the issue is, there's a really quick way of figuring that out. The first question you ask is, how many interviews have you had, or how many chats have you had with these decision makers over phone call, video call, or in person? If the answer is, say, less than 5, then that means you don't really have a predictable way of generating interviews and chats. Because typically we would expect clients to get an offer within 5 interviews or chats. Usually they will. And many even get one on the first interview or chat. And it's extremely rare that someone would not get an offer after getting 10 interviews or chats. So if you're not able to get 5 to 10 interviews or chats, then the issue is your ability to generate them. It's not your ability to actually interview and chat, most likely. So you need to figure that out. Are you targeting the right roles? Do you have a clear target? Is your resume great for those roles? Is your LinkedIn great for those roles? Is your networking strategy working? Or if you're applying to jobs, is your job application strategy working? That's that part. But if you are able to get, say, 5 to 10 chats and interviews, but you can't get the offer, what I would expect is the primary issue is your ability to convert the interviews and chats into offers. So basically your interviewing skills, your ability to sell and get that offer at the end. So anyway, I don't want to go too much longer. I know that was already pretty long, but I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or you want us to cover any other content in the future, please let us know. Please comment below, and I'm happy to share more of these stories and more insights from our client successes so far. And if you would like a free call to talk with our team about how you can position yourself to secure the job and what kind of action plan you can implement, then feel free to head to mygradjobs.com.au to book in a free call. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. See ya.